Hi, this video is going to go over what an indice is. I'm going to be using some different terminologies, and are they really numbers? They do look messy, but this will help you definitely sort it out. Alrighty, an indice is simply a shorthand way of writing a big number. So if I have the number 8, for instance, I might want to write it a little bit differently. I know that I can break 8 into 2 times 2 times 2. Which is 2 times 2 is 4 times 2 is 8. And I can write that in maths by using the 2 as my base number. Right, so that's the number, the factor of the big number. And I just have to write how many times, my index is how many times it's multiplied together. In this case, I've multiplied it together 3 times. That is what an indice is. And as we go through it, you'll see that if we use indices, it helps us use some calculations a lot more easily than using the whole number. So my base is the big number, and in any of the indice sums we can use these things called indice laws so long as the bases are the same, and that means the answer is always going to have the same base. The thing that we actually move and manipulate is our index. So what can be used to do if you're asked to do an indice number? If you do have a number like 2 to the power of 4, you might be asked to expand it, and all they want you to do there is just write it out in its expanded form. So we get rid of that index number up here and we just write it out using the bases along that way. So that's an expanded form. You might be given an expanded form of something like A times A times A times A. Oops, that didn't quite work, did it? Times A, and be asked to write that in its index form. And so if you do that, whatever the common number is, like the A, you write that and then you just count up how many times it was. So we've got A, 2, 3, 4. It's multiplied together 4 times, and that's the index form. So expanding and writing in index form. Sometimes they'll just try to trick you a little bit. They might do A times B times B times B, but this is no stress because all you need to do is group together all the A's, all the bases that are the same, and then just group together all the B's because they've all got the same bases. So this sum would end up being A, and we've got 2 A's, so A to the power of 2, and we've got B, and we've got 3 B's, so that's B to the power of 3. Remember, in algebra we don't use the times sign because it looks too much like an X. Okay, so we just put the numbers next to each other. I'm just using it here so that you can see how we expand and contract these little things. Alrighty, so the bases must be the same, and indexes are just counting up how many there are. It's a shorthand way that's going to help us with some sums a bit later on. Hope this has helped you. You should be able to get started on some of those exercises I've given you by now. Thank you for watching. Multiplied together.